Hello, everybody. This is Chief Meteorologist Andrew Pinero here, outside where it's quite muggy. In typical camera fashion, it looks much brighter than it is out here. It is very gray and dark. I have now set the camera to what it appears to my eye. So this is what I'm seeing. Very kind of dreary, not very good out. And it's only 4:20 in the afternoon right now, so it should be brighter than this. But that's the time of the year. Just yesterday, I checked and it said that solar noon, which is the highest point the sun gets in the sky before the sun starts setting, 11:47 a.m. We're still in the morning hours when the sun begins to set. Therefore, at what everyone's saying, where there is no afternoon anymore, you have morning and you have evening. That's the case. All right, so let's talk about this rain and what it looks like for your Thanksgiving forecast. Also, at least right now, there's no wind. It is very still, and it's also just a little bit eerie feeling how still and how rainy it is out here. Also, when I was looking at the drought monitor over the past couple of times, we were either in a abnormally dry situation or in that D1 drought, but it's getting better. So I'm looking at the ground right now. There are some little flooding areas and it just feels damp. So hopefully this is not heavy rain, but this is a good soaker type rain that we're going to get just for this afternoon into the first part of the day tomorrow. So this should help. So I'm going to hop over into the studio here and I'll take a look with you. All right, we are now pretty much in the dark, but we are in the virtual lab in a dark foresty area. Ooh, off the side of a lake at sunset. But yes, it is quite dark now, and we're going to take a look at a couple of different things here. So now it is just after 9, and this is where the stuff is really coming in. So we're noticing on the radar here bands, lots and lots and lots of bands. So when I put this in motion here, this is where we're seeing bands move through. Let me zoom out a little bit there, and here comes the chunk of the rain. And this is going to be with us for the remainder of the evening into the overnight hours. And this is what's going to start tapering off early tomorrow morning. So out there right now, it's pretty miserable. Pockets of pretty heavy rain in some spots too. Whether you're in Jersey, whether you're in Pennsylvania, or going out to Long Island, if we head a little bit more north, we're not really seeing too much with that. So if I go up to the Albany radar, we're not going to see anything there. We're just really seeing it more north. That's what was down here before. That's what made its way through. So there's nothing really happening right around there. But we are seeing this in a couple of different spots here where there are periods of rain out there. So overall, throughout most of the Northeast here, quite a soggy night we're seeing. Oh, interesting here with Upton. We're getting some very weird signature returns there, because the circle normally doesn't go out that far. Normally the radar circle is right around there. It shouldn't be going out that far where the end of that is, so don't know what that is. If you do know what this is, let me know, or maybe it's just a glitch. But we are not seeing anything too much in terms of thunderstorm activity. That may come up at some point, but I really don't think so. It's really just this heavier rain. And on the satellite, kind of the same thing. I'm not really seeing any clouds that are high enough really to produce any thunderstorms. I know this is not showing echo tops, but just based on the color here, these are all fairly low. We're not really seeing that bright white color that is very high clouds. So we're not really seeing too much there. Low clouds, kind of like, actually pretty much like this, overcast out there, kind of a muggy night. So we're seeing the rain there. We're seeing the low clouds there. And on the tropical tidbits here, good old tropical tidbits, we're just going to take a quick peek at the NAM. So I am seeing right here. So we are initialized. This is the 18Z run I chose, and 0Z. So this is 7 p.m. And that, if we reference here, looks fairly close. Because again, there's a 2-hour difference between the radar we're seeing and the initialization of the model. So I would say they're pretty close. So over here, yeah, we got all that rain around here. And let's advance one frame at a time here. And we're looking like this rain is slow mover, staying with us. There's a period of heavy rain, and that is going into 10 p.m. So we're seeing this kind of continue to make its way through, all right in there. Periods of rain, that's still making its way through. What are we at? So that's 1 a.m., and then we're going to continue making its way through. So behind that, we do see a little bit of clearing. There's kind of the center of our low right there. So we have our counterclockwise rotation. So this is bringing in a little bit of colder air. That's where up in Canada there we're seeing a little bit more snow. I don't see that yet here. But what's interesting with this setup, once this makes its way through with that counterclockwise, the position of it is going to start now bringing in southerly flow. So we have counterclockwise there, but it's coming around, and then this side, we're seeing that flow come back up. So the temperatures are actually going to increase a little bit. We'll get to that in just a minute. But just want to continue through here. Then we're seeing here, so this is Wednesday, cleared out most of the area, but we got another round right over there. Look at this. This still looks like it stays mostly South Jersey and out to sea. That's potentially the one that could have maybe some thunderstorms. And again, South Jersey's kind of the spark for there and make its way out to sea. So that's the name. I just want to very quickly change this to the 3 kilometer. And here, so this is the same time frame, 16Z Wednesday. A little bit more detail there, but we are seeing that's kind of same story where it's going out to sea. If I switch this on over, we're going to go to the GFS. And here we're just going to stay 18Z. So kind of that same story. So it looks like just very briefly here, these forecast models are in decent alignment. So that drives up my confidence there for the forecast. So I'm going to switch back to our good old trusty 12 kilometer and advancing through there. Looks like it's pretty clear. So 0Z Thursday is 7 p.m. Wednesday Eastern time. This looks like it's clearing, but we got some wind coming in. High pressure gradient there. So going into Thursday, which is Turkey Day, windy. So unfortunately, I don't think the balloons are going to be at their normal parade height. That might be a little bit lower, just because it definitely looks like it's going to be pretty windy. So right around there's New York City. That's where we're seeing the height of our pressure gradient. Right here, we kind of follow this kinkiness. So that's a front right there, it looks like. And I would say, again, lower, but we may not have a full cancellation. Just maybe some bigger balloons may not run, and lower overall for the balloons themselves. All right. So that was a little recap through Thanksgiving. Let's head back to the desk. All right, so that was a quick little look at some weather for tonight, going through tomorrow, and a tad bit into Thanksgiving. So if you want to get the latest with the weather forecast, feel free to hit that subscribe button below and that little bell icon right next to that so you get notified whenever I upload videos like this or I do go live. Didn't get live today because I had some work things that kind of took over that, but I at least got a video up for you. So check back for all the latest. All right, that is a wrap. This is Chief Meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.